Good afternoon, dear students. Hope you're still doing very well by the grace of Almighty. And thanks to Almighty that we are still in a situation to conduct class and join classes online. And you're welcome to Cambridge Institute of Modern Languages. Today we are going to have another class on Aptis, Aptis speaking. And those who are not in Aptis can also attend this class to develop your English speaking. Okay. So our topic today is Aptis speaking part 2, and you can see a big picture on the screen. So basically what we are going to do today, we'll see how to describe a picture for 45 seconds. Okay. In Aptis part 2, speaking part 2, there will be 3 questions, and one of them will be basically and directly a picture description. So let's see how we should describe a picture for 45 seconds. So you'll see a different picture now. In our Aptis test, there will be a picture like this, not exactly this one, but something like this one. Somebody will be doing something in a picture. Maybe it's a picture about a museum, or a picture about a birthday party, or a picture about someone playing some games, something like this. Okay, and the first question will be like this: describe this picture, and the duration this time is 45 seconds per question. Okay. And second and third questions are of course different this time, and basically they have nothing to do with the picture. What we are going to do here is you have to share your own experience for the second and third questions. Like, do you study at any library or why? So you are going to tell your experience. Why do you study at any library or why don't you study? Something like this. So there is nothing about the picture. The situation is about the picture, but description is all yours. Okay. So the third question, as you can see here, why studying is important. So this is entirely your personal opinion. You have to give some reasons and you have to explain why studying is important. So our target today is not the second and third questions. We are only focusing on picture description. Let's move on to the next slide, and we'll see here what things we should include in our picture description. Okay. So there is a demo. You can call it a sample as well. One more thing I should mention that today's class is basically designed for the student of class 6, 7 or 8, and the language today will not be very, there will be not much grammatical varieties or not much uh, uh, use of uses of words. Okay, so the language for class 6, 7 or 8 is not a very high language expectation. If you can just produce grammatically correct sentences, and if you can explain, if you can mention every points specifically, that will be enough. Okay, so let's see a sample here. So how do you start describing a picture? So at the very beginning you should say something like what you see from your primary look of the picture. So when you look at the picture, basically at the very beginning you see someone studying at a library or in a library. This is it. Okay, so this is how you start saying, here I see a person studying in a library. In a library or at a library, both are correct. There are some British and American versions, by the way, so both of them are correct. So if you have a different picture of someone playing at a playground or someone enjoying some birthday party, so you should start like, I see in the picture someone is playing cricket or playing football, or I see the picture is about birthday party, or the picture is about birthday party, or I see some people enjoying a birthday party in this picture. Something like this, a very simple starting. Okay. Now, what things you should mention? So you can describe the picture in one sentence, that you just say, I see someone studying in this picture. That is all, but you have to continue for 45 seconds, that is the target. So a picture basically have three parts. It has a background, as you see. Behind this person there is something, there are some books, there are some bookshelves, there's a room setting. Okay, so this is the background of the picture. This is the part you are going to describe, and then you are going to describe the person in the picture. If there is one person, you have to describe him. If there is more than one person, you have to describe them. Okay, and there is also a foreground. Okay, so this is a very standard example of a picture you may find in the exam hall. So a picture containing a background, some people doing something, and a foreground. Okay, so these are the three parts you are going to describe, and there is an additional backup point. You may need to cover 45 seconds sometime. If you don't need it, okay. So at the background, we are moving to the background now of this picture. What we see, there are many books. It will be books, my mistake. Oh, sorry, bookshelves. It's okay. So there are many bookshelves, and the bookshelves are full of books. Okay. So this is my description. You are not going to copy it. You have to produce your own description. The books here have different colors and sizes. As you see, why did I mention this line? Especially because you see on the screen is that the books on the shelf, they specifically have different color and size. Okay, so you can mention every details of what you see. Okay, what next? Besides, the library also has some electric lights. As you see here, the library also has some electric lights. So this is a simple description of the background. You see some books, some bookshelves, and some electric lights. Of course, you see the ceiling. You can mention that. Okay, no problem. So what next? Then we'll get back to the person, the center of the picture, and the activity that is going on in the picture. Okay. So what is going on inside the picture or in the center of the picture? Here only one person is present in this picture. So how many persons are present in the picture? You should mention it. And who the person looks like or what the person looks like. So I think he is a student. So as you see, the person is doing some study. You can say that he is a student, but there is not mentioned anywhere. He doesn't have any identity card or anything that written that he is a student. Okay, so he can be any other person, like he can be a lecturer, he can be a researcher, okay, or he can be a student. You don't know. So that is why you should use some verbs like I think, I guess, it seems, it looks like, some gazing verbs. Okay, so when you are not certain about something, you can use this kind of verbs. This is library, we are certain about it, but we are not sure if the person is a student or a lecturer or researcher or somebody else. So what comes next? So I think he is a student. So he is wearing an ash color t-shirt. So you can also describe the dresses, attires of the person or persons inside the picture. And using an earphone. You see, he is using an earphone as well. Okay, and there is a mobile on the table which is connected with his earphone. So you see a mobile device, and if you zoom out this picture, you'll find that this mobile device is connected with the earphone. Okay, you don't have to be so detailed. I'm just doing it to show what you can do. Okay, you can prepare a very simple description. The only target is covering 45 seconds, and you should not repeat anything. That is why I'm going to details. Okay, what else we can say? However, he is reading large books and taking notes. So there are several books on the table. We have come to the foreground now. So on the table, at the very foreground, there are some large books open on the table, and there is another book. You see that one is closed, and there is a file here. Okay, so many things on the table. So he is reading large books and taking notes. Okay, his facial expression his facial expression says he is pretty serious with his study. If you go back to the previous slide, you can see the larger picture that his facial expression looks pretty serious, isn't it? So you can also express the, uh, the, what should I say, like, what is the situation like? Is it a calm and quiet situation? Is it a jolly situation? Is it an amazing situation? Is it a party situation? Something like this. So here the whole situation is very calm and quiet, and the person studying in this picture looks very serious. Okay, so uh, this description should basically cover 45 seconds. If it doesn't, okay, so I told you there are three things. First thing is the primary description of what you see. That is the beginning. That is no part. That is the beginning. And then you are going to describe the background. You are going to describe the center of the picture, the person, the people, who they are, what you think they are, and what they are doing, or what they seems like doing. Okay, what they seem like doing. And we have also described the foreground. If this three parts description doesn't cover 45 seconds, you have a backup point. You can draw a finishing line, something like this. Overall, it looks like a pretty big, neat and clean library. So there will be an and here. I have missed the words. Okay, how is the cursor? Again, the cursor is missing. Okay, so pretty big, comma, neat and clean library, and this is quite a calm and this is quite this is quite a calm and quiet place. So quiet and quiet, the two words are different in spelling. They look similar, but they have different spelling and they have different meanings as well. Okay, so this is quiet and this is quiet. Okay, so this is quite a calm and quiet place to study. Okay, in Bangla the meaning will be like এটা বেশ শান্তশিষ্ট পড়াশোনার একটা পরিবেশ এখানে আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি, অথবা পরিবেশটা যথেষ্ট শান্তশিষ্ট. Okay? So this is the ending lines. If you can do this within 45 seconds, excellent. If you can't do this, no problem. You can just finish your description like his facial expression, like final tone. Finally, I want to say the facial expression of the person is very serious and it seems he is studying something seriously. Okay, so if you can pull a final or a conclusion, a final line of your description, that will be excellent. If you can't do this, no problem. Just keep describing this picture for 45 seconds. Even that can give you a B2 or C1. Okay, but if you can draw a final line, a finishing tone, that will be excellent. So this was a demo for you. Okay, basically I have tried to show you what things you should include in your picture description, and you are going to record your voice for 45 seconds. You have already seen the task picture by mistake. Okay, so this is your task picture. I have given you two people here and you have many things. You also have a bookshelf, and there you can see some books, some files. Okay, you have more things on the table than the a demo picture you had, and you have a background here with some curtains, with a board, writing board you see. Okay, and there are other things like it's a bench with some box, and the table is full of things. There are some what you should say prehistoric materials, or some of them you can say prehistoric craft works, cultures, something like this. Okay, and one of and they also have different attires, like both of them are wearing black t-shirts, full sleeve t-shirts, and jeans or governing pants, but one of them have hand gloves, the other don't have it. Okay, so you can mention every bit of it. So I'm not sure what you're going to tell about them. From my point of view, I believe both of them are girls, so don't say one of them is a girl, the other is a boy. You can see there's an R ring here, and the physical structure of both of the persons says both of them are girls. Okay, so you are going to present your 45 seconds description for the presentation, and you are going to submit it in our WhatsApp group. If you don't have our WhatsApp number, the number is written here, you see it. Okay, so we'll be waiting for a response. Now in the group there are more teachers. Your head teacher Romana madam is present there, and one additional teacher from language department is also present there. So you're going to check your presentation and we'll give you marks. And this presentation will also be assessed when your school will be open. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a great day. See you after the vacation. Bye bye.